Sheep have a long and storied history in Idaho. In 1918, the sheep population reached 2,650,000 head, almost 6 times the state's human population. It wasn't until the 1970 census, after a large decline in the sheep industry and an influx of new residents, that human numbers finally exceeded sheep in Idaho. Almost 100 years later, here at Soulen Livestock in Letha, Father Phil and son Harry are doing what they have done every spring for almost a century.
Yeah, we've got right at 4,500 head here in Letha, and we're in the second day of shearing today. We're going to share. Shearing crew should get through about 800 head today.
Phil Soulen, now in his late 80s, is doing what he did as a youth.
At just 14 or 15, my dad put me to wrangling sheep to the shearing crew. A buddy of mine, and so I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And in old age, this is the best job for me.
Phil sorts and counts the ewes as they trail into the shear truck. Hoop Shearing Company out of Wyoming will spend the week removing the wool. Harry says industry talk is encouraging when it comes to wool prices.
Yeah, I've talked to some of the wool buyers and people that deal in wool all the time, and from what they're telling me is the finer wools, the price is definitely up on that. The demand worldwide is much better for the finer wools. But yeah, when you get people starting to call about wool and make some comments, I think that bodes well for us. And so yeah, I'm hoping for a decent wool market. It's not going to be a runaway, but it should be every bit as good as last year or better, I hope.
Like all big sheep operations, the Soulens depend on a foreign workforce. Streamlining the process to secure workers is what they hope will come out of any immigration reform by Congress.
Without foreign workers, we would be out of business, quite frankly. We can't get qualified American help. I would hope some of the rules would be streamlined so it wasn't so intensive and take so long to get guys. If I lose a guy, I'm basically out a guy until the next year, because it takes me 4 to 6 months to apply and get a guy over here.
Under a new administration, wool growers in Idaho are hopeful that government will become more helpful to livestock producers.
Keep cutting back rules and regulations, number one. Make it easier to be out there on federal lands, and also, yeah, definitely work on the immigration issues.
87-year-old Phil Soulen has counted a lot of sheep in his 8 decades and is still going strong. He credits work ethic for his longevity.
Still able to do all this at 87, but I've always worked all my life, and I want to keep on working and got to be active. I couldn't sit in front of the damn TV.
Counting sheep in Letha, Idaho, with the Idaho Farm Bureau, the voice of Idaho agriculture, I'm Steve Ritter.